Hello and welcome to this 30-minute yoga class with a strap. This is a real-time class that we're going to do with a strap, and for this class you're going to need a long strap, like at least a 10-foot one. If yours isn't that long, don't worry, you can probably make do, but I have put a link in the show notes to where you can get longer straps. We're going to start by resting back and binding our legs. It'll just give you a little bit of a relief in the hip joints, which can feel quite nice. All of these things are optional. You don't have to do any of them. It's your choice. You're the boss of you. So the way that this bind works is you put the strap around your legs and you just tighten it. And then when you lie down, it creates some space in the hip joints. And you'll see too, your legs won't roll out. There's nothing wrong with your legs rolling out. We're just creating a sense of space here in the hip joints that should feel good. And we're just going to rest back and center and ground to begin our practice. And feel the support of the earth. Allow the tension from your body to sink down. Feel the space at the top of the femur bones here created from the bind. Notice where else that's creating a sense of spaciousness in your body. Maybe your shoulder joints, maybe your neck. Maybe you're breathing. Then from here, we're going to go into our first pose. So you're going to release the bind from your legs. And this is going to be hand to big toe pose or Supta Padangusthasana. For this pose, you're going to want a loop around the base of your strap, which you're going to place around the ball of your foot. And then you're going to take your right foot into the air so that you're opening up the back of your leg. You can either have your left leg bent, particularly if you have low back issues, or your left leg long. It's totally up to you, whatever works best for you and your body. In this pose, we're going to apply some active release therapy here by creating some contraction by pressing into our strap here. This provides some different sensory input for our nervous system, for our brain. Tells our brain something else different is happening here. And then when you release and relax, you can probably draw your leg in further. So let's try this again. You're going to apply active release therapy, pressing into the strap, contracting the muscles of your legs. Applying some different sensory input to your nervous system here. Relax, and then most likely you'll be able to draw your leg in further. And one more time, contract into the band, contracting the muscles of the legs, applying some different sensory input to your nervous system. Relaxing, and then seeing if your nervous system responds by allowing more flexibility and range of motion. Okay, let's go ahead and do that on the other side as well. But before we do, let's just take a moment to feel the difference between both sides. And we'll go ahead and put the strap around the bottom, the ball of the left foot. draw your leg in to a place where you feel sensation along the back of your left leg. And then we're going to apply that active release therapy again by contracting the leg into the band. And relaxing, seeing if the leg will come in a little bit more. Contracting the leg, applying that different sensory input to our nervous system. Relaxing, maybe the leg comes in a little bit more. And one more time, contracting, telling our brain something different's happening here. And relaxing, and maybe the leg comes in a little bit more, changing that range of motion and flexibility here. And then releasing. Okay, from here you're going to bend your knees, roll to your side, and I believe we are going to come all the way up to standing from here. Okay, the next thing we're going to do with your strap is some shoulder mobility. Right now I'm dealing with frozen shoulder on this arm, so my shoulder mobility is really limited, but this is a great exercise to increase your shoulder mobility. And you can actually use your strap like you would a dowel, which is something that people with frozen shoulder do a lot. So for most of you, you're going to be able to take your shoulder up and actually all the way overhead. But my range of motion with the strap is going to be just up and down. So this is a great one if you do have frozen shoulder. And if you don't, you're going to be able to go all the way up and over. So what we're going to do is just set the shoulders. So you're rolling your shoulders back and down, the shoulder blades glide down the back. And then you're going to inhale, take your arms up. And so for me, it's just a question of increasing the shoulder mobility. For you, you're probably going to be able to go all the way up and over. So just doing what you can to encourage mobility in that shoulder joint. And if you take your arms out wider, you'll probably notice you'll have more range of motion too with the strap too. And this should feel really good, increasing the range of motion in that shoulder joint. So the next one we're going to do is taking the strap around behind you, behind your back. This one is great because we spend a lot of time over our cell phones and our laptops and our computers. So you're just going to roll your shoulders back and down and again, lift and open. So lifting and opening. Keeping the chest high, looking up. Okay, the next one we're going to do, we're going to just take the loop out of the strap altogether. So we have one long strap. This is a nice little trick to, if you have rounded shoulders, to support you in opening up your back. And what you're going to do is take your strap and place it around your back. So it's worth just taking your time with this. You're going to place it around your back and then make sure it's even at the front. And you're going to bring it up and over your shoulders here, straight. And then you're going to take it across your back. So then you're going to crisscross it at the back. Okay. And then you're going to bring it around here to the front, and you're going to bind it again. Okay, so I'm going to get that in there, and then I'm going to tighten it up. So it's a little too far underneath my armpit there. I'm pulling it back. Okay, so you can see it's crisscrossed at the back, and it's opening up my chest, and you'll feel that on yourself, how it opens up your chest. This is a nice one to use when you're working at the computer. It'll keep your shoulders back, your elbows back, so you're not rounding forward. You can't round forward, so it's nice for that. Okay, so we're going to try 2 yoga poses with this strap on, just to see how much we actually normally stay lifted or how much we round, just to check it out and notice how it feels. You're going to stand at the top of your mat. You're going to take your arms up in front of you, and you're going to sit back into chair pose. And then put your hands on your hips. Step your right foot back into high lunge. So this is just giving us different feedback in our poses, what it feels like to have the backpack on when we're practicing our poses. Stepping forward back into chair pose. Bring our hands to prayer position here. Hands on our hips, step back into high lunge. And come back to chair pose. We'll do one more each side, high lunge. Chair. And high lunge on the other side. And chair. And then we'll come up to standing. We're going to keep this pack on for a second. We're going to come down and check out boat pose. Okay, sitting up nice and tall, letting that backpack assist you sitting up nice and tall. Take your arms out in front. Inhale. Exhale, you're going to lean back. Open your arms out to the side. And then you can lower them down and come forward. And we're going to take this backpack off now. And I'm going to show you another way in boat pose that you can use the strap to assist you in taking your legs off the ground. So boat pose, you extend your legs up, but this can be kind of an advanced version of the posture. So you're going to need to make a loop here. It's going to need to be a lot smaller. So the loop's going to go around your back to your legs. And it's going to be fairly small because it's going to hold you up. So you're going to bring it up your back. And you're going to lean back into boat pose. You're going to bring your legs up. So it holds your legs up and it brings you into boat pose, and it does a lot of the work for you. So it's a bit of a cheater version of the pose, but it could help you transition, I guess. I don't know. Let me know what you think, because the core is not really working in the same way. Also, just to let you know, if you have herniated discs, slip discs, these poses just are not a great idea for your low back. But that's a nice variation. Maybe it'll give you a good Instagram photo. That's the value I see in it. Okay, the next one, you can make your loop a little bit bigger. And we're going to do bound angle, so you can put the strap around your legs. This is good to support if you're using your blocks for something else, you can support your hips this way. So I like using the strap for this. So for example, if I'm already using my blocks, for example, if I was doing recline bound angle, this is a nice use of the strap here to support the SI joints, particularly if you have SI joint instability. It gives some stability to SI joints. And you're going to add a rotation here. And rotation to the other side. And then you can fold forward too. And then we're going to come down into Shavasana. And in Shavasana, you're going to bind your legs again if you like that feeling of freedom it created in the hips, if it did create that freedom for you, feeling of space in the hips. So continue to rest back here in Shavasana, and I'm going to sit up and read you a poem. This poem is called Everything is Free by George Eliot Clark. Wipe away tears, set free your fears. Everything is free. Only the lonely need much money. Everything is free. Don't try to bind the love you find. Everyone is free. Your lover's yours, surrender force. Everyone is free. The sun melts down, spreads gold around. Everything is free. The rain is spent, lending flowers scent. Everything is free. The love you give, the life you live, everything is free. So I really want to acknowledge you for trying something different today in your yoga practice with the strap. Research shows that when we continually challenge our brain to try new things, that it makes new neural connections. And it helps to keep the brain growing and changing over the course of a lifetime, which helps to prevent things like Alzheimer's and other degenerative diseases of the brain. So gradually allow your breath to deepen. You can start to wiggle and stretch out, bend your knees, roll to your side. You can start to make your way up to seated. We'll close out with our moving mantra mudra series. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. So that means may all beings be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to the happiness and freedom for all. So thanks so much for joining us for today's class. I'd love it if you gave this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for subscribing to this channel for more videos like this, and putting everything is free in the comments. And if you know somebody who would like this class, thank you for sharing it with them. And I'm sending you much love from beautiful British Columbia. But first, I have a free gift for you. If you go to melissawest.com/props, I'll send you a PDF of my favorite props. And I believe it follows up with a video series as well that's not available anywhere else on the web. So it's melissawest.com/props. Includes more ways to use the strap. Sending you much love from beautiful British Columbia. May your joy be as deep as our ocean, may you be as strong as our mountains, and may you be as rooted as the old growth trees in our forest. Om Shanti Namaste.